And more on those high surf advisories along with that chance of rain ahead.
It is Tuesday, May 5th. I'm Rick Garcia.
Good morning. I'm Sharon Tay. Stephanie Simmons and Evelyn Taft are here with your morning traffic and weather together.
Good morning, you guys, on the Cinco de Mayo. 5 o'clock, 57 degrees outside. And let me tell you, still looking at big waves and still looking at a chance of rain on the way. Let's get to that high surf and that high surf advisory, which is in effect along the coast. You're going to see that right there continuing through 11 o'clock. That is 11 o'clock tonight. We're looking at large surf, powerful rip currents. We could see sets up to about 12 feet. As we get a look at your other watches and warnings, we've got wind advisories also kicking in later this afternoon at noon to be exact for the high desert, lasting through tomorrow night at 9 p.m. So high surf, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Additionally, a chance of rain on the way. And as we can look at the rest of your forecast right here, you'll see temperatures as you get outside in the 50s and 60s. And later today, we could squeeze out a 70-degree reading for downtown in the basin. But let me tell you, temperatures still staying mostly in the 60s, at least for the next few days. We're also tracking a chance of rain over the next few days as well. We'll tell you exactly when and where ahead. But right now, it's 5:01. We want to check the roads with Stephanie. Actually, no, we want to toss it outside. There we go. And there's our Amber Lee, who is live at the Wedge in Newport Beach, tracking conditions. Amber. And high surf continues along the coast, along with a chance of rain later in the week. We're going to have that forecast ahead. So I'll tell you that.
Stunning.
I'm excited to talk about those. All right, a look from our Mount Wilson camera this morning. You're looking at low cloud cover in the mix, so mostly to partly cloudy skies yet again. Cooler temperatures and high surf is still a very big factor today along the coast. We've got high surf advisories lasting for the LA County coastline and Orange County coastline until 11 o'clock tonight. We could see sets up to 12 feet. We still have a very powerful southerly swell that's coming in off the coast of New Zealand, and we're also looking at very dangerous rip currents. We're also looking at wind advisories kicking in for the Antelope Valley a little later today, also for the Apple and Lucerne Valleys later today as well. For the Antelope Valley, that advisory in effect from noon today to 9 p.m. tomorrow. Could see isolated wind gusts close to 50 miles per hour. Some of the windiest spots around Lake Palmdale and Pompey Park. You'll see Lancaster right now gusting at 27 miles per hour, and the Apple Valley already gusting out of the southwest at 20 miles per hour. 40s and 50s as you step out the door today. Remember, we're keeping things on the cooler side, cloudier side, and even a chance of rain on the way in the forecast by the end of the week. Mostly cloudy today, getting up to about 70 degrees. That's going to be for downtown. Irvine 67, Riverside 72, and Big Bear coming in at 58 degrees. As we get a look at your futurecast, I do want to stop the clock on Thursday morning, where we could see a few showers over the mountains that could continue into the late afternoon. Pretty much everybody in for a chance of rain, but we could see thunderstorms in the higher elevations and maybe even a little bit of snow by Thursday night into your Friday morning. Chance of rain continues through Friday evening, and then things start to dry out a little bit as we head into the weekend. Let's get a look at that weekend forecast. Remember, that onshore flow continuing over the next few days, keeping conditions cool and cloudy. You're going to see 60s and we'll have more on that high surf along with that chance of rain later in the week.
Good morning. I'm Rick Garcia. Stephanie and Evelyn are here with morning traffic and weather together. Steph.
All right, we have some breaking news to talk about. p.m. and that is 11 p.m. tonight for the LA and the Orange County coastlines. We could see sets up to 12 feet, and we're still looking at very powerful rip currents as well. So that's something to watch out for the remainder of today. We're also expecting things to get very windy, especially for the high desert, where we have wind advisories kicking in a little later today as well for the Antelope Valley from noon to 9 p.m. tomorrow, and for the Apple and Lucerne Valleys kicking in at 4 p.m. lasting through 3 a.m. on Friday. We're going to talk wind coming up in a little bit, but we do want to talk big surf. Let's take it outside to Amber Lee, who is live at the Wedge in Newport Beach, where we're expecting some of the largest waves. Amber. At the LA Zoo. They're the cutest things ever. All right, we're going to check in with our CBS2 weather watchers this morning. We do have a lot to talk about. We've got high surf. We're going to be getting to that in a little bit. We also have very cloudy conditions and even a little bit of drizzle produced from some of that cloud cover. Let's check in with the coast right now, or close to the coast rather. Camarillo, Mark Herbert reporting cloudy skies, 58 degrees for us this morning. As we check in a little further inland, let's take you up to the mountains. Bear with me here. Mike Tropola, thanks for writing in. A little clearer in the mountains. We're actually expecting a mix of clouds and sun later today. 42 degrees, and that's going to be for Wrightwood. And if you want to become a weather watcher, you can sign up now. You can go to cbsla.com/weatherwatchers. All right, 5:44 is the time right now. Let's check the roads.
It's really shocking.
Yeah.
You
Really,
can't talk to
really
your kids
shocking.
enough,
No.
and you should
Right.
kind of
No.
role play with them when you do it as well. And it's,
Yeah.
you want to
Well,
scare them
everyone
as
says
much
like
as you can.
candy. Do you want candy? But what about
Well,
puppies?
Puppies are that's one of the
Candy,
big ones. Yeah.
puppies,
That's a big
all of
one.
those entice young
And
children.
And that can
That's
happen
really
even
scary.
when parents are there. They
Yeah.
get distracted maybe
Well-
with another
Yeah.
child,
Well,
text,
right
Somebody
now
on a
we're
cell
texting
talking
and
to other
sure.
parents.
Yeah.
It only takes a second.
All right. With a bold and bizarre fashion in last
Yes.
night's
Shot. And I will tell you that marine layer very thick this morning. It's at about 3,100 feet. So again, that is very large. It looks like there's another cloud deck building below the initial cloud deck. So clearing will be tough, especially along the coast later today, calling it partly to mostly cloudy. I do want to check in with radar. It's dry on radar, but we are getting reports of a few showers in the San Fernando Valley. Not showers. Drizzle produced from the very thick cloud cover. Generally, drizzle doesn't show up on radar because, again, it's very small. We're not really looking at rain or showers, just a little bit of drizzle. But don't be surprised if you have to use your windshield wipers this morning, as all that cloud cover is really going to stick around for the next few hours. You'll see a high surf advisory continuing along the coast for the LA and Orange County coastlines. We will continue to see surf up to 12 feet, dangerous rip currents. We're also looking at wind advisories, very windy conditions for the Antelope Valley continuing through tomorrow. And for the Apple and Lucerne valleys, you'll see wind speeds already picking up to 16 miles per hour for Lancaster, gusting at 11 miles per hour in the double digits for the Apple Valley. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s right now for the most part. High surf, partly to mostly cloudy, and a chance of a shower on the way. So that chance of rain coming our way by Thursday and Friday. You'll see that in your 7-day in just a minute. I do want to show you your hour-by-hour forecast. Temperatures in the 60s. Hard pressed getting to the 70s, but could get there for downtown, 70 degrees, and then back down to the 60s and 50s later today. 67 Irvine, Riverside 72, Palmdale 75. And as we get a look at your 7-day microclimate forecast right here, you're going to notice temperatures continuing to get a little cooler, conditions cloudier, and there's that chance of rain Thursday and Friday, warming up and the latest on the high surf, cooler conditions, and that chance of rain in the forecast. Manhattan as well. We're also expecting very high surf along the Orange County coastline all the way down to San Diego. Could see sets now up to 15 feet later today. Again, that is 15 feet. So high surf advisories continuing until 11 o'clock tonight. We're also looking at windy conditions with wind advisories kicking in later this afternoon for the Antelope Valley and the Apple and Lucerne valleys as well. Want to get a quick look at your hour-by-hour forecast. By 8 a.m., we're expecting low 60s, lots of cloud cover. So thick this morning that we're even getting reports of some drizzle in the San Fernando Valley. Again, very thick marine layer. It's at about 3,100 feet. So that's twice what we're normally used to. And we could see maybe a little bit of sunshine by the afternoon. We're going to be talking big waves, though. We want to check in with our CBS2's Amber Lee, who's live at the Wedge in Newport Beach, tracking those waves. Am. I was thinking there'd be a Diana in there somewhere. Third, it counts, right? All right, we are getting a look at the Wedge in Newport Beach right now. Very large surf, high surf advisories remaining in effect through tonight. We'll have your full forecast coming up.
I get confused all the time.
I need to get me a shirt with some sleeves like that.
Yeah.
You know? They're fun sleeves, aren't they, Rick?
I don't know. I don't
Isn't that
know.
your heritage?
She thinks I do flamenco dancing when I go home all day
You
long.
might.
You ask the Mexican if he's flamenco dancing. Is that what you're
Do
asking?
you? Do you moonlight?
Maybe.
All right,
I do
guys.
like the dancers, though.
Yes, that we can attest to that. All right, we're getting a look at the Wedge in Newport Beach. Take a look at those waves. We could sit there and watch them all day. Hoping for a surfer right there. Nope, doesn't look like we're going in there. But we are looking at very large waves today. So you'll see that right there. We could see sets up to 15 feet. We've got a high surf advisory continuing through 11 o'clock tonight. Large southerly swell coming in from the coast of New Zealand, traveling from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere, arriving here in Southern California. At this point in time, we don't usually have surf like this. It's rare this time of year. But we're looking at it at least through the rest of today. Even after that advisory expires, we could potentially still see very rough conditions, at least for the next day or so. So let's go look at your surf report. Overall, waves 3 to 6 feet, but we could see sets up to 15 feet. Very dangerous rip currents. We're also looking at the first high tide to come in at 11:21 this morning. So we could see some low-lying coastal flooding as a result as well. So we will continue to track that for you. We're also tracking wind advisories kicking in later this afternoon for the high desert. desert, and a chance of rain later this week. So as we get to the wind, you'll see 20-mile-per-hour gusts right now for Lancaster, 16 miles per hour as we head to the Apple Valley. Temperatures right now in the 40s and 50s, 51 Pasadena, 52 in Riverside, and 56 as we head to Anaheim. And by the afternoon, mostly cloudy skies, getting up to about 70 degrees, and today's highs in the 60s and 70s, 71 Northridge, Riverside 72, Big Bear 58, Palmdale 75. Futurecast is set for tomorrow, actually, excuse me, Thursday, 8 a.m. That's when we're expecting to see some rain. This morning, we have gotten reports of some drizzle in the San Fernando Valley, actually, but nothing in the way of actual rain, just a little bit of drizzle produced from the cloud cover. As we carry on through the evening hours on Thursday, that chance of rain continues with maybe a chance of thunderstorms for the mountains, so we could see snow, indicated by the pink on your screen overnight into Friday. Friday morning and afternoon, even in the evening, still expecting a chance of a shower or two, and then drier by the weekend. That weekend forecast in a minute, but I do want to show you the onshore flow really continuing to make a push over the next few days. That sea breeze bringing in the cloud cover, bringing in the cool conditions. And let's get a look at that 7-day microclimate forecast. Low pressure moving in. By Thursday and Friday, there's that chance of rain. And high surf advisories as a result. We're going to have your full forecast coming up as well. O'clock tonight for the LA and Orange County coastline. We could see sets up to 15 feet. That's definitely a possibility for us today. So you will see dangerous rip currents, the swell actually originating off the coast of New Zealand, traveling all the way to the northern hemisphere to us here in Southern California. Let's get a look at your surf report right here, and you will see dangerous rip currents. Surf between 3 and 6 feet up to 15 feet. Isolated sets, most likely along the Orange County coastline there, but from Santa Monica to Malibu to Manhattan Beach, we could see sets up to 10 feet, and you will see the first high tide coming in at 11:21. All right, time right now 6:34. We want to take it outside to Amber Lee, who's actually tracking those waves at the Wedge in Newport Beach. Amber. And temperatures staying cool, conditions cloudy, a bit of drizzle, and still looking at high surf in the forecast. We'll break it all down ahead.
So we were like,
Oh, that's special. It's presidential.
yeah, it was a presidential flush.
Presidential moment. Okay, very good.
Yes.
All right, the website Baby Center has released its updated
I
list
love
of
this.
popular baby names for
Fast.
Princess Charlotte.
The oldies are coming back.
Yes.
That
Isabella's
happens a
been
Yeah,
popular
Evelyn.
for... Yep, Evelyn. And Elle.
Yeah, I don't know about Elle, but Evelyn. Growing up, I hated my name because nobody had it. It was so old-fashioned. It was always everybody's grandmother's name.
Aw.
But now it's coming back in
It's
style.
classy.
I'm cool now.
Yeah, you are back again.
It's been cool.
And
It's not Evelyn, it's Ev.
It's Ev. It's
Evie.
Ev.
We call
Too many
you Ev.
syllables. It's a
Yeah.
mouthful.
It's true.
So yeah, I get Ev much more than I get Evelyn. Very rarely does somebody actually say my full name. All right, we are getting a look outside right now. Santa Monica, you will see very gray conditions. You're also looking at a little bit of drizzle in the forecast as well. We're continuing to see drizzle possibly through the morning. That marine layer really thickened up to about 3,100 feet. Just to give you an idea, that's twice what we normally see with the average thickness of a marine layer. We're also looking at a high surf advisory still for the LA and actually not Ventura County coastline. You're still looking at rough conditions. There's a beach hazard statement issued for you, but for the LA and Orange County coastlines, we do have an official advisory in effect until 11 o'clock tonight. We could see sets up to 15 feet. So still tracking conditions along the coast as we look at your surf report right here. You will see high tide taking place at 11:21 this morning. So we could see a little bit of coastal flooding as a result. You'll see dangerous rip current surf generally between 3 and 6 feet, but isolated sets up to 15 feet. So we've got wind advisories kicking in later this afternoon as well for the high desert and a chance of rain later this week. So already gusty for the high desert. Temperatures as you walk outside in the 40s and the 50s, and a little later today we are expecting to see 60s and 70s. Just a quick peek